This is an emergency broadcast. Ethereum has tapped 4,200 American dollars, baby dolls. I'm now going to show you this very special moment. Ethereum has finally cracked. It has nicked 4,200, making higher highs. Remember, this is the 7th time we have come back to this resistance zone. I'm going to cover it here for you. We've got a lot of things to do. Pump it up, baby. Okay, now the first thing I want to show you is this, okay? So let's look at the Soy ETH ratio, friends. Why this is important, okay? Because history is repeating. Yeah, there are similarities between last cycle and the cycle before that and now. The biggest one, I've been telling you about this for a long time, was in the Bitcoin halvening year, there was an awakening moment in every single cycle where we advance new technology. And what ends up happening is people end up getting really excited for it. But it does not continue after the Bitcoin halvening year. And we saw the same thing with Soylana right now. So Sol ETH is going down. Look at all these top signals. You had Bangerz coming out saying, "You're too poor to stay at the Soylana girl's house." And I have the picture from here. Do you remember the video as well, friends? Here's Bangerz, where she goes, "Oh my God, let's go to Soylana girl's house." Let me tell you something, man. Friends, in crypto, there is a literal 100% sell signal strike rate when someone starts calling other people poor. Yeah, literally, just get rid of it. I'm not even joking. You would even do leverage from that point every single time. It's wild, man. So yeah, remember all the harpies here in the Soylana girls' house? "Yo, to your party, stay Soylana girls' house." And I just want to show you how caught everybody is, friends. So when I'm showing this Ethereum price nicking 4,200, there's plenty more friendship to come. This is the type of junk that was all over crypto. "We still talk about you." And they put Ethereum. It's meant to be this meme as in like, you're so dead. You'll never be spoken about again. Now, it's kind of funny, friends. Of course, we're all here to have fun and we do these memes, but man, they really dug their heels in. I know, friends, Ethereum was dog shit. It let us down. Why it crushed our bones was because Ethereum, it did the unthinkable. We've never seen what happened here. It was strong in a bear market and weak in a bull. This is, friends, literally never happened before. We got cucked so hard. Look at this. Ethereum, friends, the ratio, look at this, was 0.08. Look at this. This was November 2022. So as Bitcoin collapsed, Ethereum had a strong ratio up here. And then as the bull market started, went down. Why is that? Business cycle. Business cycle kept going down. Now, here's the thing. It actually leveled off here at 0.051, okay? And it was meant to go up. But what happened, friends, after July last year, business ISM ticked down and smashed us again, as I can show you right now, because that's why I've given it. Friends, when I tell you I'm the highest value content in crypto, you know, you can think about it. You can maybe you can fade it here and there, but it's eventually going to come back and haunt you because it's exactly what happened. If you go back to last year, look what happened in July. Look at this. We all thought the business ISM was going to tick up. Instead, what it did was down. It stayed below 52. That's your risk with altcoins. Your risk with altcoins is that the time it's going to take to reach business ISM 52, again, right? Altcoins, they don't go sideways in that period of time. They trend down. Okay, it doesn't matter what it is. Richard Hart's coins, Chainlink coins, doesn't matter what it is, okay? That's 99%, yeah, unless some cherry-picked ones exist, okay? What we'll do is we'll play some angel music. Just to smooth it over, friends. Just smoothing it over, okay? That's the tough part. That's the tough part. I've got a lollipop here for you as well. Okay, if your throat's hurting. Okay, so now you know, right? But altcoins, that's the thing, man. They don't go sideways. Stock market goes sideways. Maybe Bitcoin goes sideways, okay? Gold goes sideways. Altcoins don't go sideways. If you don't have the party time, the dopamine, they go down. You know, it's kind of like, friends, if people are at a nightclub and the alcohol wears off and a bit of the special jelly bean substances, they wear off, people don't just hang around the nightclub, okay? What do? They leave. You know, they're like, "Oh, man, I'm sober. I'm out. See us." That's what they do. They just leave, okay? They don't hang around in there. Gold, stock market, Bitcoin, they're like risk off relatively in their asset classes. People hang around in them, yeah? So with altcoins, they go down. But when they want to party, they don't just go to any party, right? You're like, they're bringing everything out. The pizza, the tasty tubes. There'll be twisties. There'll be orange juice. Friends, even if you want to go wild, there'll be like the that passion fruit Kirk's type of the purple passion fruit. I don't know what that flavor is. It's nice and tangy. It's got a bit of sugar in it. Okay, so you know and maybe they take their pants off, go in the pool. You know what I mean? Like it's a wild party. Okay, that's altcoins. So don't forget that, man. Altcoins, Ethereum, friends. It's all because of the business cycle, right? Don't forget, right? And this is not just me saying I check PolyMarket odds. Okay, I noticed, and I may not post it. Don't make me go and get it. We check the odds. People out of all the altcoins and everything. People ask about their price expectation deviations. You can actually use in the PolyMarket betting odds. I noticed there was an enormous amount of bullish optimism in Bitcoin and Soylana. And everything else was rubbish price targets. What the market was actually pricing in. Not polls, actual real money. So with Soylana, it was something ridiculous. Like, I think like 60% of people expected Soylana above $800 or 1,000. 60%. It was huge. And with Bitcoin, it was something like, I think 33% expected 200K or 40% expected 200K. Something like that, okay? With Ethereum, this is the funniest part. With Ethereum, friends, you know Ethereum at $8,000, 7 to 8,000, it was only 13%. 13. I'm like, dude, you know it has 55% of the world's stablecoins. You know there's a stablecoin super cycle. You're given a 13%. I was like, whoa, man. But that was what happened at the bottom, right? They're all short on Ethereum. They're long Bitcoin and Soy. I'm telling you now, it's an alien super cycle and it's a stablecoin super cycle. Vitalik is a 4,000 IQ alien and Ethereum has 55% of the world's stable coins. And I'm going to show you once again that Soy ETH ratio, friends. You've seen all the targets here. Yeah, man, look, it's happening, playing out in real time. That's my friends. I told you, man. You won the game already. You won the game. Now, it's not so easy, is it, man? It's not so easy. Look at that friend, that Joe guy. His fund has to close down, 78% down, because he was just a bit leveraged on Sol ETH at the top. It's kind of funny, friends. As Sol ETH went to the very, very top up here, okay? As it went up here, he opened up his public fund. It made the highest high. So everyone's like, wow, this guy knows what he's talking about. He opened up a public fund. They want to do a $1.5 billion open raise. Bang, down only. They're leveraged Sol ETH. See us. Telling you, man, that's why you got to be careful, friend. This markets, people only give confidence to stuff that's already worked, okay? They don't bet on me because they think these things, oh, down, he's never right, I don't care. I don't care about what you think, okay? I know I'm going to win. And by the time you come and like acknowledge the friendship, it's going to be too late. You'll be the top signal. This is how it plays out every time. Feel free, friends, as well. If you ever see my subscribers like blow up, maybe hit 100,000, maybe hit 200 or 300,000, okay? Feel free to be like, you know what? Who the hell are these people? Half of them can't speak English. They definitely weren't pegging their nipples with your friend Sommi back when the prices were cheap, and now they're demanding higher price targets. Okay, screw them. I'm click and sell. Feel free to do that, right? Because I can't control these people coming in. They just want to dream big. Donald Trump and PumpFun founders gave you the biggest Soylana sell signal indicators of all time. The ultimate grifts. Trump's meme coin, Trump, and PumpFun's end of cycle launch for Pump. The Sol ETH ratio is now nuking in real time as Ethereum participates in the stablecoin supercycle because Sol's going down against ETH, right? As I told you in the past 12 months, friends, the weakest hands, Bitcoin long, Soylana long. That is undeniable fact. We have to unwind all of it, okay? So how do we do that? I don't know. Look, man, I'm just going to guess. Bitcoin treasury companies. I want to see some of these dudes. I want to see them start selling off the BTC to buy ETH. I want to see that. You know, and I want to see the first one do it. Everyone laughs, then it works, and I want other people to start doing it, okay? Because I don't even believe these people actually know what they're doing. I have full confidence, friends, that a lot of these Bitcoin treasury companies, they're just retailers. They're buying the fourth year of a Bitcoin dominance trend going up, okay? That's what they do. I know what they're doing. They're just chasing dopamine. They are buying something that's gone up 4 years in a row. They don't know what happens. They're like, hey, man, it's kind of funny. They think alt season's like a myth. They go, oh, no, that was the past. That was the past. It's never going to happen again. That was all for money printing. We'll see, brother. Look at all these cycles happening, friends. Alien super cycle, red pill super cycle, stablecoin super cycle, meme coin super cycle, and maybe, just maybe, if all of that happens, we will get the ping pong super cycle. Huh? How about that, huh? How about that? Check this out as well, friends. A whale, you know how we're like selling off 2 days ago? This whale G'd it out. This whale panic sold $20 million of ETH after the drop. Today, he bought back $12.5 million. How do you even get your money? I just don't get, how do these people even make money in the first place? A lot of these people are just straight felucas, friends. They literally did straight feluca. But that's, you know, in crypto, if you're early enough, you win. Shout out to Mr. J Plush. He should have stayed cautious because risk remains high. This is Crypto Crappo. Isolated pumps does not mean bullish trend. Thank you very much, sir. So there you go. That's why we're pumping. Crappo is bearish. Well done. Here we have Mr. ShimShone confirming Hex is a better Bitcoin. Japan sounds great. There we go. Ni hao. To all my Japan baby dolls as well. Thank you very much out here. Here's Mr. God. Too much lettuce. There you go. Lettuce hands Larry. You got to do better than that. Don't forget as well, it's a believer's cycle. Where does your cat watch your friends tell you? Now, this cat, friends, this is from Big Banana. I think it was on, was it Twitter Spaces? I remember he was trying to talk to us, and all we could hear was his cat was going for it's just literally, he's trying to talk to us. Very, very nice guy. He's like, yeah, he's trying to talk to us, but I just hear this cat going absolutely ballistic. Feed this little shit. I bet, like, that's what cats are like, friends. You're like, I literally fed you 2 hours ago. How are you hungry again? Oh, man, it's so funny. Don't forget, believe the cycle. Also, PulseChain looking good here. Why I put this video up, friends? This is Richard Hart literally twerking for Wendy Ho. Some people, man, they're kind of funny. They come in, they see Richard Hart doing this, and then they're like, see somebody do like 10% of what he did, and they're like, so many weirdos here, man. So many weirdos. Like, they still don't get it, man. They still don't get it. One day you'll get it. Also, there's a mystery going on, friends. What's going on in CostCo? Is he doing This is absolutely awesome. So well done. Well done. CostCo is now supplying the highest value content in crypto. Well done, sirs. Thank you very much. That's beautiful. I love seeing that. So you probably noticed by now, every single KOL in crypto, right? This is pretty much what they've been doing for a year and a half. Soylana, soy. That's all you've been hearing about. Soylana. You've won the game. Well done. Did you rotate to ETH? No, you didn't. Why? You drank the Kool-Aid. Don't feel so bad. They did it in 2012. They did it in 2016. And they did it in 2020. Now they did it in 2024. That completes the quadro completion of the combo. 4 times. Every single Bitcoin halving year, there's an awakening moment. Something big comes on. We have a new technology. We had JPEG token launches. Funny enough, we made what we call the homoerotic trenches, where people just dumping each other, and they've got oranges, big fat obese foot in their mouth. So that's what pretty much happened, and 99% of you lost. Look, you got no one to blame, dude. You only had literally 450,000 voices warning you against this every step of the way. By the way, you could see on chain, the PumpFun token found, they literally dumped $1.3 billion all over you. They dumped 700 million. They got greedy and they're like, you know what? Let's raise another 600 million on these cucks. They raised 600 million in 10 minutes. You guys gave them your money. You went in. Now you're offside, begging for them to put money back in. Guess what? I don't think they're going to put money back in. You want to know why? Because I guarantee what happened is they already did inject a bit of money in, and then you guys all use it for exit liquidity. So if you're lucky, everyone's going to get it around here anyway, break even. Rest of the bull market's going to pump. Learn some humility. That's all I tell you. Now, you probably want to know, where is meth going from here? Well, here's the thing, friends. PulseChain is very close to flipping green against the weekly on Soylana. The thing is, though, you might be a bit confused because Soylana's got an ETF. Soylana's releasing Google Maps with a crypto token that no one asked for. Soylana's releasing the phone. Soylana has maximum coverage. Name a KOL, they got maximum coverage here, doing special shows, special videos, soy. Priced in. Priced in. See, friends, over time, a lot of people you and I watch, you realize they're not as skilled as they look. They're not. You realize that they keep getting trapped. Yeah. And you think, hey, man, how did you make money in the first place? And then you realize, oh, wait a minute. I know your audience. You got into deals early, bro. You got given ICO stuff. You had to buy early. You shielded on them in the top of the last bull. You got out every unlock. See, it's Bob's your uncle. I'm serious. That's what happened. Yeah. A lot of them. That's how they make the most of their money, friends. I'm not going to give you the names. There's so many. Many KOLs, friends. Last cycle was like the last of the launch pads, right? 2021. A lot of KOLs, again, there are a lot of these projects like this poker starter stuff, and these KOLs, they'll give in like 10 cents purchase price, and the thing's literally opening up day one $1, and it goes to $1.80, and they're getting their unlocks 18x. So they're able to put in 10 grand, like and this multiple coins, you know. I think one of them actually for PokerStar, I think they got to buy in at 2 cents. So they're up 100x. So every 10 grand they were able to allocate, they got $1 million cash. Just one coin. And not just one, it was all over. So you get to see, like, wait a minute, you guys aren't timing tops and downs. You're saying, how come Sommi is able to come and sit here and provide the highest value content in crypto and show you, friends, the market has the wisdom of the crowds. People aren't actually stupid. They price stuff into the future, okay? You're not the, by the way, newsflash, you're not the only person who realizes there's a Soylana ETF coming, okay? Golly gee, you know, I'm just telling you this stuff, okay? Market prices it in. You got to have information asymmetry over the rest of the market. Most of these people don't actually have information asymmetry, except they have a deal for themselves. That's what it is, okay? They got a deal locked up for themselves. They get token unlocks. They get commission from the exchanges. And you know what? Congratulations to them. That's okay. I don't care about them, though. They're going to be fine. They're always going to find another couple of 100,000 cucks to watch them. I don't give a shit about them. Give a shit about you, okay? If you want in this game, win in this game, guess what? You have a 90% win rate when you do long-term holding. The problem is nobody actually stays to the end. That's the problem because there's so many unknowns. There's other things moving up and down, okay? And I don't really have to prove much to you. Let me go show you a coin called XRP. You've already seen this token. Do I need to remind it to you again? Yes, I do. Look at this. It did a whopping, there you go, 600% move. That's 7x. Look at that. Whee! Pop up here. That's 7x. You had infinite amount of time to accumulate. 7x on your money. See you later. Okay, there you go. Believer cycle. XRP, no tech. Stable coins, useless. Had to copy paste Uniswap. Not even the fastest chain. Banks don't use you. Thousands of things lacking. You just copy paste the tech from crypto and everything out here. Doesn't matter. It's got an army. That's all you need, man. It's got believers. Yeah. Bet you'd love to go back and buy XRP at 50 cents, wouldn't you? No, but look, see, friends, we're going to make it. Okay, I'm just telling you. Look, friends, it's really hard because I'm optimistic and I love cheering other people's success. The problem with not just crypto in markets is because there's a question mark. See, markets, they giveth and they taketh. Okay, one of the things when they give you retirement and wealth, lots of wealth. Okay, the problem with this is there's a price you pay. The price is the unknown. Okay, and the unknown kills people. You don't know when you're going to get paid. You don't know if you're going to get paid. So the unknown kills everybody. You don't know if it's going to be 1 month, 1 year, 1 freaking decade. Okay, XRP guys been waiting 6 years plus and still not even at their targets. You know what I mean? So, but at least they started getting to move on. Yeah, but you just don't know. That's what kills everybody. So when you're like, you know, and here's the thing, you don't get the front run dopamine. So XRP guys who capitulated like a year and a half ago, they didn't know it was going to just do this 7x move. So a lot of them probably just sold, went to Soylana stuff, started playing in the trenches. People sold the bottom of it. They're like, you know what? This stuff is moving. This thing is great. Then they're watching all the KOLs who you don't know have been paid by Soylana Foundation. PumpFun Gains is getting paid to stream. You think these things are like really the future. No, they're literally just getting paid. And when the ratios start going down, you're the cuck who's bold. You're the one who sold the bottom of everything else. Okay, so people got to wake up to this stuff, and they might never wake up. So what I'm going to do is crank it a bit. You're very, very welcome for that. So most people don't get it. So you capitulate on your bags. You forgot that there was an army, meme court religion that's working on their overtime, because you just don't know when it's going to happen. Then you go join a trend because they're using all these words, friends. They psyop themselves. They go, oh, this is the future. This is the way. Ethereum layer 2s failed. They'll never go back to Ethereum. Soylana is the future. Soylana. Soylana and poo. We want pooey. What they're actually doing is they're making you sell the bags you believed in to go buy the top of other junk, only to get distributed by the PumpFun Foundation and all the other VCs who have been gladly dumping on your heads. You're going to get rinsed. You're only going to learn this in the next bear market because you realize you should have stopped trading and you should have believed in something. So if you don't learn the lesson, you will learn the lesson, but you might have to just retire in 2029. Do you want to wait another 4 years? I don't. And if I were you, I don't either, because you've come across me. I've literally given you, friends. That's why I pride myself, friends. I pride myself on this, okay? 5,500 videos. Friends, I made 1,000 videos as Bitcoin went sideways. Yeah, from last year, that 9-month period. 1,000 videos. I don't, friends, I made videos. I bleed subscribers. Everyone went, shh, shh. don't ever talk about the PDI coin. Shut up! I'll peg my nipples however I want and whenever I want. Okay? You go make up a channel and you talk about mad thesis stuff with over 100x upside, and I want to see the super cycle forming, and I want to see the data, and I want to see you put all of that in a nice essay format for me. I want you to find me a unicorn, and I want you to give me the thesis of why you think it has a probability of going up, and give me some asymmetric information. Oh, you can't do that? They're not out there, friends. They're not out there. Because what people end up doing is, it makes no sense to do what I do. If I'm here 18 hours a day, what you actually find is all the KOLs you and I watch, you know, the 18 hours a day I spend working for you, what they actually do is they spend 18 hours a day working for themselves. And what does that mean? They're talking to founders, they're talking to projects, they get an assistant, they go, hey, go message these people, go filter these projects. They go, oh, let's go see, hey, can you give me a deal? Let me go message the broker who's working maybe for Bybit or Binance or all these leverage trading stuff. Oh, Soy Foundation, let me go approach you. Hey, do you have any unlocks for KOLs? Okay, cool. You give me like 0.15% allocation spread out over 12 months. All right, sweet. Yeah, I'll mention you like 6 times in the next, 18 episodes. Don't worry, and I'll cover it. That's literally, that's a whole game, friends. And when you realize that's how the game works, you understand none of these people believe in shit. Okay? They work on themselves. They build up their brand. Their personal brand is how they make money. It's not actually buying low and selling high. Okay? Which is literally the fundamental thing about public open markets. And that's the best part. You can still outperform them. It's just more uncertain. That's why it kills people. Okay? So, where's Ethereum going from here? I still don't know. But the next Fibonacci, is at 7,300. Okay? This is it. The next Fibonacci is 7,300. And it will be a glorious area to reach. The second Fib is 11,500. The third one's 15,000. If we repeat what we did in the last cycle, it landed between the fourth and the third. Okay, so if Ethereum hits $13,000, we've achieved all our dreams because we didn't even diminish. Okay, that's pretty much it. But we did pay a price, didn't we? Because like I said, we paid a price with time. So instead of Ethereum hitting up here, okay, it made us rinse all the weak hands and then hit up here. So we actually did pay a price. It made us wait an extra 6 months, which is an eternity in crypto. It wiped out all the leverage on the way down and then it went up. It was like one last fatal killer move. I think now it's also appropriate, friends, the Richard Hart PulseChain Sacrifice Treasury, it's now 10% in profit, $68 million. I don't know how it's going to be used. I don't know if it will ever be used. It might just literally sit there like a billboard. Okay, it might do that. Why? Because every time he tried to rotate money into it last year, people dumped on him and left. And I think he's not going to be that silly willy. What do you think about that? I think there's going to be a bit of a surprise for everyone. So this is the PulseChain core coins up here. Everything up 5%, 11% for PDI. Wow, it's back to almost 0.6 cents. This is nice and beautiful and juicy. Ink, green logo yesterday and green logo today. And I think it will be a green logo tomorrow as well. Everything's up around 5 to 10%. These aren't real moves though, okay? I want to see Ethereum just literally start to accelerate, get everyone FOMO. We also need to see the business ISM up, but that's month by month. For now, we cheer. Ethereum, 4,200. Finally, we've been waiting this moment forever. My nipples stay pegged. What about yours? Like, subscribe, belly button, all. Catch you soon.